MP Rebecca Long-Bailey.
Thanks very much, everybody. And I want to start by saying a massive thanks to Salford Trades Council for organising this fantastic event and for the fantastic work that they do in the wider community in Salford. And we're honoured to share with Manchester TUC the 150th anniversary, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, but Salford and Manchester were the birthplace of socialism, and we're proud of that. But what's happened since we last met here, well, in Bexley Square a year ago, has been horrific. We have seen our communities go through immeasurable pain. We've got real life Daniel Blake stories here in this city. People who have died after being assessed unfairly for their disability benefits and put through strain and stress. We've got people who don't have a home to call their own, and people sleeping on the streets across this city and across Greater Manchester because we've got a government that's not interested in providing enough funding for social housing. And we've got more food banks opening all across the city. We've got one that opened last year in Eccles. We've got one that's opened in in Langworthy, a social supermarket, because people are that desperate. Even people who are working full time, they can't make ends meet. And then we've got people like the McStrikers, and full solidarity to those. But people who are being treated unfairly at work and subjected to the worst pay and conditions that we have seen in a generation. So it's all a bit depressing. So I thought I'll cheer you up a little bit. Because last summer, something changed. When we started the general election campaign, we were told that Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party and socialism was going to be wiped out, that no one was interested in building a better world, that we would only win if we were just a little bit better than the Conservatives. Well, in that general election, despite the smears and the horrific stories that Jeremy and the Labour Party had to endure, 20 pages of the Daily Mail dedicated to horrific smears against Jeremy and his character. Despite all of that, the full force of the establishment against us and against our movement, we saw the biggest shift in the polls in British electoral history. And we did that because we weren't just a little bit better than the Conservatives. We were telling people that if you voted for socialism and you voted for Jeremy Corbyn, we would change your life. We would bring hope to communities like Salford and beyond. We would show people that a better world was possible. We'd repeal the anti-trade union legislation. We'd ban zero-hour contracts. We'd bring water, rail and energy back into public ownership. We'd give our NHS, education and local authorities the funding they deserved. Because the most important job of a government, it's not just to make sure that we're defended from the outside world. It's to make sure that we deliver the best quality of life to every single person in Britain. And that's what we were setting out to do. So I want to cheer you up now. Because despite what you might have heard in the press over the last few days about the local elections being this, that and the other, we actually won seats that we've never won before. We won seats that we've never won before here in Salford. We've got the fantastic Laura in Walkden South. We've got a new councillor in Stuart Dickman in Swinton South. We've got Sophia Linden, a new councillor in Pendlebury. And we managed to re-elect all of our councillors bar one, who was a fantastic candidate, and she won't be out for long. You mark my words. So when I say this, change is coming. And it's going to come a lot sooner than we think. I still think that we'll end up having a general election either this year or early next year. So be ready. Keep the faith, keep the fight, and keep the hope, because we will transform Britain and we will transform Salford. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Becky. We've got Kazim from the Friends of Kurdistan Manchester to speak.